Looking to find out more about the Chicago suburbs? In this video, we're going to cover 5 Northwest Chicago suburbs where you could still find a home for under $500,000. We'll cover what the most entry-level homes in these areas look like, along with what some of the most expensive homes look like, so you have a better understanding of what the local housing mix is really like. We'll cover topics that somebody looking to live in these areas may really want to know. Things like, what's the proximity to the train system to get into the city? What are the local schools like? What's the shopping and dining scene like? How about the parks? Well, stay tuned, because in this video, we're going deeper than a Chicago-style deep dish pizza. So grab a slice and hang on, because we're heading to the Northwest Chicago suburbs. First up, the village of Arlington Heights. Arlington Heights is a population of approximately 77,000 people and a median home sales price of $486,000. The median home sales price means that half of the homes sell below $486,000 and half of the homes in the area sell for over $486,000. Now, the entry-level price point in the area, the bottom 10% of home sales are going to be $350,000 or less. And the top 5% of home sales are going to cross the $1 million mark. The entry-level 10% of homes with a $350,000 or less price point is going to consist predominantly of homes that are going to be 3-bedroom, 1-bath, or 1.5 bath, and likely needing some level of work, potentially being a split level, most likely built in the 50s and 60s. The highest price homes, which is that 5% over $1 million mark, are likely going to be homes that have been built in the past 20 years and likely had torn down an older, smaller home in its place to be able to build this home. Like many downtown areas around the Chicagoland suburbs, you'll find that the areas started developing around the train stations and moving outwards. And so the areas right around the train station, you'll find a lot of older homes. In this case, homes that have been built in the 20s, 30s, or even 40s, areas like Scarsdale. And the further you move out, you'll find that the newer developments were built. Some homes being built in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and some even in the 90s as you go further out in Arlington Heights. A big draw to the area for many people moving from the city of Chicago is the proximity to the train systems. And you'll find that Arlington Heights has got 2 train systems. It's got the Arlington Park Station and the downtown Arlington Heights Station. The downtown Arlington Heights Station also benefits from the fact that you're centrally located, so you've got shopping and dining right at your fingertips. The train lines are both on the Union Pacific Northwest line, or the UPNW line for short, and takes you to the Ogilvie Transportation Center in downtown Chicago in as little as 35 to 40 minutes. Speaking of dining, with a population of 77,000 people, Arlington Heights does not have a shortage of great restaurants to choose from. So, whether you're looking for barbecue, Italian, American, Asian, Indian, you'll find something to love within Arlington Heights. Now, from May through September, head to downtown Arlington Heights for Arlington Al Fresco, where you'll find an outdoor, open-air, pedestrian-friendly shopping and dining experience with plenty of outdoor seating at your favorite restaurants. Wondering what schools serve Arlington Heights? Well, Arlington Heights is part of District 214, and 214 serves most of the surrounding suburbs in the area. Because Arlington Heights is so large, remember it's over 16 square miles, you'll find that it spans across the map, and many high school areas will serve Arlington Heights. So depending on where you live in the area, you may fall into a different high school system. That ranges from Rolling Meadows to John Hersey High School, Prospect High School, Buffalo Grove High School, and Wheeling High School. Some of these names you may already be familiar with if you've checked out the various Illinois high school rankings online. Okay, so what about the parks? Well, Arlington Heights is a well-developed park system, and one of my favorites to head over to is Lake Arlington. Lake Arlington is a 50-acre water detention lake that was created to help ease flooding problems in the area. The lake has a 2-mile running and walking trail around it, plus a great playground for the kids. Now, swimming is not allowed in the lake, but light boating is, and you can even rent paddle boats, kayaks, sailboats, and more. So, whether it's the downtown area, or the developed park system, or the tree-lined streets, there is so much to love about living in Arlington Heights. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Next up, the village of Mount Prospect. The village of Mount Prospect has a population of approximately 55,000 people and a median home sales price of $431,000. The most entry-level priced homes, or the bottom 10% of homes that sell in the area, are going to sell for $325,000 or less, while the top 10% most expensive homes in the area will sell for $600,000 or more. Very few homes in this area cross the $1 million mark, but you'll get a handful of them. Mount Prospect has seen a boom in development over the past several years, ushering in several new luxury residential rental complexes in the downtown Mount Prospect area. These buildings also paved the way for a larger concentration of people in the downtown area, which encourages more restaurants and shopping experiences. We see newcomers in 2024, such as Salerno's Pizza and Whiskey Hill Brewing, brought to the area by the R. Salerno's Group. Also, 2024 brought Mount Prospect Public House to the former site of Ye Old Town Inn. These developments should help further strengthen the appeal of being near the downtown Mount Prospect area. Mount Prospect is also home to Ranhurst Village, the shopping center which contains stores like Costco, Home Depot, among other shops and restaurants. So, when you buy a home in the area, it'll be super convenient for you to empower your inner DIYer with Home Depot and actually Menards also not being that far away within Mount Prospect. Mount Prospect enjoys a downtown metro station on the Union Pacific Northwest Line, or the UPNW for short, running into downtown Chicago's Ogilvie Transportation Center. This is the same train line that runs through neighboring areas, such as Arlington Heights and Des Plaines, Park Ridge, and Edison Park. Wondering about the school system in Mount Prospect? Well, Mount Prospect is part of District 214, which is the high school district serving the greater Northwest suburbs in this area. And depending on where you live in Mount Prospect, you may fall into one of many schools in the district, such as Prospect High School, John Hersey High School, Rolling Meadows, and even Wheeling High School. If you are wanting to be part of a specific high school by moving to Mount Prospect, definitely let me know, as we need to review those boundaries. They're not super straightforward. Now, if you live in the Cook County suburbs, roughly 3/4 of your tax bill will go to the local schools. So the district you live in does have a noticeable impact on your tax bill. I would usually budget 2 to 2.5% of the home price that you pay towards the property taxes you can expect to pay in the area. But there's a lot of factors that go into it, so that's really just a baseline number for budgeting purposes. If you're looking to enjoy the outdoors, Mount Prospect has a well-developed park system. If you've got kids, one of my favorites is the recently redeveloped Burning Bush Trails Park. Or for outdoor sports, head over to Mellis Park. Looking for a place for your furry friend? There's even the Canine Commons located here in Mellis Park. Mount Prospect is also bordered on its east side by stretches of the Cook County Forest Preserves with trails that run along the Des Plaines River Trail. Now, depending on where you are in Mount Prospect, the look and feel of the neighborhoods will be very different. As you get closer to the train station near downtown Mount Prospect, you'll find that you'll get a lot of the older, more classic homes concentrated in those areas. Homes built in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. The further out you go from the train station, on the outskirts of Mount Prospect, you'll find many subdivisions that were built in the 70s, with the more popular split level of that time. Next up on the list is the village of Prospect Heights. The village of Prospect Heights is a population of only 15,500 people and a median home sales price of $485,000. Most entry-level 10% of homes selling for $325,000 or less, and the most expensive, the top 10% of home sales in the area, being $775,000 or more. Some characteristics that are unique to Prospect Heights is that many of the homes are located on much larger lots or land compared to neighboring areas. Many homes have a half acre or even 3/4 acres of land. Another super unique characteristic is that most of the area is still serviced by well water or groundwater, instead of water service commonly found in surrounding areas that is supplied from Lake Michigan. In recent years, I've seen more and more people buying in this area to be able to have all that land, and they buy up the smaller homes to be able to expand them. And so driving through the areas, you will see a very noticeable mix of very small homes and much larger homes, a lot of which were not new construction but expanded on the homes that were there before. Now, if you live in the Prospect Heights area, you'll fall into the District 214 school system, and most of Prospect Heights will be served either by Wheeling High School or John Hersey High School. Prospect Heights does have its own elementary school, which is District 23, which most of Prospect Heights is served by, but not all of it. Prospect Heights is bordered by Wheeling, Arlington Heights, and Mount Prospect, and does tend to pull from a lot of the shopping and dining in the area. Another interesting thing, Prospect Heights is a co-owner of the Chicago Executive Airport, co-owned with Wheeling. Chicago Executive Airport was formerly known as the Milwaukee Airport, but now it's the Chicago Executive Airport. And they host the Rock and Run the Runway right around the 4th of July. So you can actually run the runway, and they actually do an outdoor concert, which does bring thousands of people out, along with a fireworks celebration. Again, this is around the 4th of July every year. So if you're looking to be close to Chicago, but really want a larger piece of land, I highly encourage you to check out the village of Prospect Heights. Next up, the city of Des Plaines. The city of Des Plaines is a population of approximately 60,000 people and encompasses over 14 square miles of land. The median home price is $360,000. The entry-level 10% of homes are priced $275,000 or less, though many do need quite a bit of work and get purchased for cash by investors at the bottom end. The top 10% of homes in the area sell for $550,000 or more, with only a couple crossing the $1 million mark. Des Plaines currently has 2 metro stops on the Union Pacific Northwest line, which runs through neighboring communities such as Arlington Heights, Mount Prospect, Park Ridge, and Chicago's Edison Park, on its way to Ogilvie Transportation Center in downtown Chicago. Des Plaines has put a large focus in its strategic plan for more transit-oriented development and has seen a surge in redevelopment in the downtown Des Plaines area in recent years, with the construction of new luxury apartment buildings such as the Welkin and also Ellison Apartments. Across from the Welkin development, plans have been progressing forward for the development of a new 131-unit apartment complex named Milo Des Plaines, with Compass Point being the developer. Compass Point was also the developer for Welkin Apartments. Development is projected to start in mid-2024 and be completed in early 2026. These types of developments help increase the population density in the area and help to foster the growth of shopping and dining establishments nearby. Des Plaines is also home to Rivers Casino, which generates a substantial amount of tax revenue for the city. This tax revenue has predominantly worked behind the scenes in Des Plaines, helping to build up the city's infrastructure and sewer systems. Casino even donated $2.2 million to the Des Plaines Theater, which was purchased by the city of Des Plaines and fixed up to be able to operate again. Now, oftentimes when speaking with prospective homebuyers considering Des Plaines as an area to live in, I hear many people voice the concern that they have heard the Des Plaines to be an area that floods often. Now, Des Plaines is quite large, and yes, some parts of it are located in a floodplain, predominantly areas that are very close to the Des Plaines River. But it's really only a small portion when you consider how large Des Plaines truly is. An interesting fact you might not know, Des Plaines has been buying up land near the North Central Service tracks in hopes of adding a new metro station on the line. That line goes into Chicago Union Station. The next step over from Des Plaines is the O'Hare Transfer Station, where the O'Hare Airport Transit System, also known as the People Mover, picks up from and connects you to the terminals. Des Plaines is an ultra-convenient location with access to highways, O'Hare Airport, entertainment, shopping, and dining in next-door Rosemont. Speaking of dining, you don't have to leave Des Plaines to find some truly great dining spots. Consider longtime classics like the Choo Choo restaurant, or even Paradise Pup, which even Guy Fieri had to hit up for their charbroiled Merck's cheeseburger. Or if you're in the mood for something new and fancier, check out the newcomer Foxtail on the Lake. Enjoy local attractions like the Mountain View Adventure Center or Prairie Lakes Park, where you'll find mini golfing, batting cages, and BMX biking in a skate park. Or head over to Lake Opeka, where you can rent a paddle boat, a swan boat, or kayak to enjoy. Des Plaines pulls from District 207 for its high school system, and depending upon where you live, you will likely fall into Maine East, Maine West, or Elk Grove High School, with several elementary school systems also varying depending upon the area that you live. Des Plaines has been making some very exciting changes throughout the years, and with its proximity to Chicago, O'Hare Airport, and the highway systems, I see Des Plaines as truly being a great value for everything that it does have to offer. Next up on the list, the village of Morton Grove. The village of Morton Grove has a population of approximately 25,000 people and a median home sales price of $411,000. The entry-level home prices in the area, the bottom 10% of homes, will be $300,000 or less, while the top 10% of the most expensive homes you can expect to find in the area will be $600,000 or more, with really only a handful of homes selling over $1 million. Currently under development in the area, you'll find Lexington Homes is developing Metro on Main, an 89-unit townhome development starting in the 400,000s. Those will range between 1,800 and 2,200 square feet and have 2 to 4 bedrooms. The development is close to the metro station. Speaking of the metro station in Morton Grove is in the process of developing a new metro station at the price tag of $2.5 million. They're also developing a new police station and a new village hall. If you like the outdoors, you will appreciate that Morton Grove has a great outdoor pool and a nicely developed park system, along with easy access to the Cook County Forest Preserves. It even has a sizable farmers market. In recent years, Morton Grove has seen a strong level of development with the opening of Sawmill Station, bringing in a Cooper's Hawk restaurant, Raising Cane's, and even an Amazon Fresh grocery store. You'll find a large standalone Moretti's Pizza not far away. Speaking of dining, Morton Grove is home to some truly well-known pizza joints like Pequod's Pizza and Bird's Pizza. Morton Grove is also very conveniently located to Old Orchard Mall in nearby Skokie and provides easy access to 94, taking you into downtown Chicago. The school system will vary depending on what part of Morton Grove you live in. That will be either Niles North or Niles West high schools, and then also Maine East High School. You'll find several different elementary school districts serving the area. Overall, with some of the changes we've seen in the past couple of years and what's currently in the pipeline, Morton Grove has shown some very promising changes. With its close proximity to the city of Chicago, it provides a great alternative for those looking to be in the suburbs while still being close to the city, and yet have some of a suburban vibe to it. Are you interested in learning more about Chicago's Northwest suburbs? Make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe button to follow along as I share more videos about the Northwest suburbs. If you're considering making a move to the Northwest suburbs of Chicago, don't hesitate to reach out. It's an area I work with very often. Happy to have a conversation with you about what areas might make sense for your specific needs. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.